What's going on, y'all? So listen. Hey y'all. I said I was gonna put this at the beginning of the video because I forgot to mention it before. I did want to shout somebody out. Her name is Tyanna Butler. She sent me an email and she basically was telling me how she is a former foster care youth and her daughter just left for college, and she started a YouTube back in March of this year to tell her story about how she ended up in foster care and her experiences within that system. And how she did not let those experiences define her, okay? Which is great. She calls out an abuser by name on the channel, and her hope is sharing her story can help those who also felt like they had to suffer in silence with things that was going on, and to encourage them to tell their stories, okay? And she also has some issues that's going on with her brother that she wanted to speak about. He got into some legal trouble, and now she's forced to speak on it, girl. And I'm sorry, I was looking at something else. Something popped up while I was in here. Either way, it seems so incredible. We get so many people talking about reviews and stuff like this, but I feel like this is something that really needs to be talked about because there are people that comes from very various walks of life, and we hear a lot about the foster care system. Either sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. And if you want to hear her journey, and she has a situation going on with her brother, that he was being sought out by the police, and she was talking about it. Her Instagram is TeeTalksDC, and her YouTube is TeeTalkDC. And I will put all of that in the more info box, okay? I just want to make sure I put that in because it really struck me, I hear so many different stories about the foster care system, and sometimes I'll be like, sometimes these kids are better off, okay? You go there to get help, shelter and stuff, and then you be wind up in some messed up places. But I wish her all the best. You guys go over there and check her out. T Talks DC. TeeTalksDC. All right, and let's just get into the video. What's going on, y'all? Ooh, excuse me. Just a little what it is, okay? Not too much, So basically, the what it is that I do on Saturdays, or whichever the second day will be, which most likely will be Saturday if I have time. It's gonna be called What It Is Extra Part This or whatever. So this is What It Is Extra Volume 3 because this is the third one. But let's just get into it. First of all, I hope you guys have had an amazing week so far. I hope your weekend goes lovely. Okay. It's warm outside, it's hot outside, we got some sun, okay? No rain right now. We got the sun up in here. But anyway, first of all, before we truly get started, I just want to say we need to pray for Haiti because they literally just had an earthquake that was 7.2 in magnitude. They said it was even worse than the earthquake that was like 7.0 they had 11 years ago. And, Haiti been going through it. Haiti been going through it, and I've been seeing the videos all day since I woke up at the destruction that's happening and the people. And my hearts and my prayers go out to Haiti, okay? If there's any way that we can help, if you're Haitian, or if you know excuse me, if you know anything, that's legit, you know what I'm saying, legit, please, put it down in the comments so that, because I do want to try to help some type of way because, Haiti just be getting bombarded with a whole bunch of shit and it's crazy. And I just pray for the people over there. But moving on and getting to what we're talking about. The first thing up, we got an update on Britney Spears, okay? So you guys know that Britney Spears has been going through it, okay? And I will say that ever since Britney has opened up her mouth in her trial a few couple of months ago or so, And, people have been saying free Britney, free Britney. We known that something was going on over there and it just didn't seem right. Some of the videos that she would put up, she just looked so dazed and confused and out of place. And it looked like she probably was on something. Come to find out she was, okay, being controlled and, basically putting stuff up to save face or whatever. In real life, she's screaming out for help. And, she's been trying to get her father from under her from being ahead of her conservatorship, and tried to sue him for conservatorship abuse, okay. And at first they was like, we can't do nothing for you at this point, we're not going to take anything, we're not going to free you. But now they're saying that Jamie Lynn Spears, is it Jamie? Her daddy gonna step down. I don't know when he gonna step down, but he said he gonna step down. And this should have been happened. And I get that, even recently, some videos or whatever that Britney has put up, had me looking at her like, girl, what's going on? But given that, we researched some of the stuff that's been happening, we cannot say that she's fully well, okay? What we're trying to say is we need to get her the help that she truly needs instead of, just locking her away and just drugging her up or whatever, because that's what it be looking like, and she's not asking to be free. She wants help. She wants the therapy. She wants all of that. But she wanted from people that's actually going to be looking out for her best interest, okay? That's just not trying to keep her drugged up and not help try to fix the problem and alleviate the issues that's going on. That's what it is. So it's just a cry for help. And this is a big step. This is a huge step. It said she's been under this conservatorship for 13 years. The fact that there are, in fact, no actual grounds for suspending or removing Mr. Spears as the conservator of the estate under the Probate Code Section 2650, and it is highly debatable whether a change in conservator at this time would be in Spears' best interest. Nevertheless, even as Mr. Spears is an unremitting target of unjustified attacks, he does not believe that the public battle with his daughter over continuing service as her conservator would be in her best interest. So even though he must contest this unjustified petition for his removal, he intends to work with the courts and his daughters and her new attorneys to prepare for an orderly transition to a new conservator. Basically, he's stepping away so somebody else can step in. And that's basically all that she truly wanted, okay? And it's the fact that Britney was under this conservatorship for 13 years and had a lawyer who was literally working against her. The lawyer was not on her side. The lawyer was on the father's side, okay? The lawyer never told her that, you could have already petitioned to get out of this conservatorship a long time ago. He never told her that. So that's why she didn't know. That's why she didn't do it, And that's exactly why he needs to go, okay? It is what it is. I just hope Britney Spears get the best that she needs, okay? Because it's clear that she still needs a lot of help, but she needs people that's in her corner, that's really, truly in her corner. But moving on from that, congrats are in order to Power creator Courtney Kemp. She inked a Netflix deal that is worth 8 figures. Okay, it's a 4-year deal. She will create new series and other projects under her end of episode banner. Okay, and based on the success of the projects of the streaming services, she could possibly be getting more than 8 figures. Let me tell you something. Courtney Kemp, regardless of how we may feel, girl, Courtney Kemp has sunk her teeth into something, okay? I don't even think she probably knew that Power would become as what it has become. Her nor 50 Cent. And let me tell you something about 50 Cent. He's an asshole. We already know that. But the one thing that he got right, okay, the way he transitioned from music to the film industry, TV industry, that is amazing. Because who would have thought we would be sitting up here and on Sunday night looking at and waiting for shows that he produced, okay? He did the For Life show. I never watched that. I didn't want to watch that. People said it was good. I just couldn't take another black man just fighting for his rights to get out and, being unjustly, held in the prison system. It just, after I saw When We See Us, girl, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I was all tapped out. Okay. Because that took me out. Okay. But, anyway, that he put on some good shit. The fact that Power is its own universe at this point, baby, Courtney, you deserve. You deserve. And truth be told, I'm going to tell you something, Courtney. Y'all should have just skipped Kanan at this point. Kanan is cute. Raising Kanan is cute. But that could have came later on. That could have came later on after we did and continue the saga of the Power actual storylines that's been going on. We didn't need to go back to the past just yet, okay? Because Kanan's no longer here. Jukebox is no longer here. We already know what their fates are. We really didn't need to go back in the day to see why he was the way he was. We kind of figured that out, okay? We looked at what is it? Get Rich or Die Crying. We looked at it already. Okay, we saw the film, so we understood. That's exactly. Raising Kanan ain't nothing but goddamn 50 Cent life. Okay, that's what it is. But it's cute, and I like it though. But it's a slower pace than what we're used to. You should have just went on ahead and put out Power Book 3 and made it Tommy. Okay, that's what we waiting on. We waiting on Tommy's backstory, and we waiting on Tommy to see where he at out there in California. That's what we want, okay? Then you could have put Kanan at the end, girl. We don't care. He dead. He dead, okay? But congratulations to Miss Courtney Kemp. Love and Hip Hop Miami, they say a former star of Love and Hip Hop Miami, Prince, whose real name is Christopher Michael Harty. He was arrested and is facing oh, excuse me, my throat. I can't be getting on here sounding all messed up. Let me clear that up. He got arrested, okay, earlier this week, and he is facing multiple charges, including domestic abuse, kidnapping, disorderly conduct, and drug possession without a prescription. Basically, what happened, he got into it with his girlfriend. I don't know if she's his ex-girlfriend. The girlfriend came over to his apartment to return some shoes, and she threw the shoes at him. And next thing you know, Prince grabbed her, slammed her to the ground, punched her in the mouth. She tried to leave the apartment, and he basically drug her by her hair to stop. And eventually she was able to escape and run to the elevator. Bitch, let me just tell you this. He had to been on something. I'm not going to say that because looks can be deceiving that this person doesn't look like the type that do some stuff like this, because it's always them, ones that look weak or whatever, or, they just so quiet and so meek, and they just wouldn't, I couldn't see them touching a fly, That's what it is. That's what it is. You looks can be deceiving. So I look at anybody and everybody and say, you could possibly do this and you could possibly do that. Don't let them looks fool you. Okay? But truth be told, especially since they said that he was in possession of pills that wasn't prescribed to him. Girl, get your words right. Prescribed to him. Baby, he probably was on something to do something like that. How do you let yourself get so enraged because a bitch threw some shoes at you? Granted, she ain't need to throw the shoes. And if y'all was going through y'all issues, why she come over there? Girl, you could have had a homegirl come and pick him up or whatever. Or you could have dropped him off on his porch, okay? Knocked on the door, your shoes outside. That's what you could have did, all right? That's what you could have did, Or you could have just waited until things calmed down or whatever. Or you could have FedExed them bitches to him. Or better yet, you could have threw them shits in the trash, okay? Because, we not together no more. Your shit, you should have got all your shit, But, hey, it is what it is, okay? At the same time, nothing she did warranted to be punched out, dragged by her hair, and choked out and all that stuff. Nothing warranted that, okay? We have to learn to keep our hands to ourselves. Granted, I be on this camera be like, oh, if somebody did this or whatever, I would have popped them and all this stuff. And in reality, that's how you feel. You want something like that would happen, but in actuality, you know that you cannot just go around putting your hands on people without consequences happening, okay? You cannot just, I wish in this day and age that we would get to the point where we don't see so many domestic abuse situations going on, whether it's man on woman, woman on man, man on man, woman on woman, parents on children, children on parents, elder abuse, all that. Because why? Why are we doing stuff like this? It's just it's sickening to me. It is very much sickening to me. And then for him to be up in that court crying as they're reading off the charges and stuff like that. No, it seems like he was coming down from his high and he realized what he did, and now he see that he's facing a whole bunch of trouble and he could possibly go to jail because all them charges, and you black, brother, you black down up in Florida, you going to jail. Okay, I can see him getting at least a year or so, hey, this is the hand you dealt. You chose to do this, and y'all got to stop being in these relationships. I can't even say that because sometimes the relationship starts off good and then it takes an ugly turn. And then you just be like, how the hell did I get here? So I can't even say y'all got to stop getting up into these relationships like this. But, you do the crime, you got to pay the consequence. Everything that you do has a reaction and a consequence to it, okay? So I don't feel bad for him. This is what he gets. You put your hands on somebody and you go that hard, that's what happens. That's what happens. Moving on from that, congrats to, and speaking of, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, or I should say Love and Hip Hop New York, Erica and Safari. Erica admitting that she did fuck up his shit and then, sent him $4,000 or whatever because she found out all of the affairs that he was having. Granted, I get it. We get pissed off and, my bad, somebody was at the door. Granted, we get pissed off, and I think they need to stop putting it up in the movies and these videos or whatever. These people, when they get mad, they go destroying people's stuff and acting like don't nothing happen. Because in real life, stuff do happen. Okay, you do get consequences when shit like that happens. So you need to just chill the fuck out. And if he was very much vindictive and that type of person, he could have called the cops on your ass and had you arrested and put a record on you. Okay, because Safari, he looked like the type that I'm just saying, okay. Erica, what did it prove? What did it prove? Y'all still about to get divorced. So what was the purpose? You wanted to hurt him? You still hurting. You still hurting, all right? And you still have to pay the man back his money for the items that you messed up. So what was the purpose? Who won in that situation? You didn't, okay? You destroyed his stuff and you paid it back to him, and so he can go get some more stuff. What sense does that make? But anyway, moving on from that, I'm tired of them. Listen, if Love and Hip Hop Atlanta just so happens to make it, if they just so happen to make it some way, somehow, for another season, I don't need Love and Erica and Safari can go. Yandy and Mendici can go. But see, here's the thing with Yandy and Mendici. Yandy is Mona ahead of the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta franchise still. I need somebody to put that down in the comments, because if that is the case, that's why Yandy is still there, okay? Because Mona and Yandy, they good girlfriends, and they been good girlfriends because Yandy used to work for Mona back in the day when Mona was in the music business, okay? Mona Scott Young still not Whitney, Missy Elliott's what's the manager or something like that. She still work with Missy. Girl, it was a time back in the day. Let me tell you something. We could say a whole bunch of stuff about Mona Scott Young when it comes to Love and Hip Hop, but when she was in the music industry, she was a beast, okay? She was bomb and shit, okay? She was that bitch, But I don't know what happened now. Anyway, moving on from that. Congratulations to Angie Martinez. She received her honorary doctorate degree from Rutgers University. And what, I don't know, but congrats. I had to work for mine, but I mean, okay. I was just saying. Woo. But moving on from that, they say that Danny Lay, she done had her baby. Okay, she done had the baby. Listen, speaking of the baby, I just want to put this out here right quick. The baby was really on stage thinking about niggas sucking dick. When you think about it now, it is like, what was really going on? I still cannot believe that that's what was on his mind during his show. We're not going to talk about it no more. We're going to move on. Kelly Carson, we spoke about her last week about the fact that, she got to pay $200,000 to her husband every month. It's like a temporary, spousal agreement or whatever mixed in with the child support up until they figured out and settle, reach a settlement. And so she got a victory where the judge upheld their prenuptial agreement with her ex-husband. The deal is big considering that millions of dollars was on the line, and he was trying to fight for the property and the money that she earned before she was married to him. Okay. He wasn't trying to get the money. He was trying to get the money because, when you get married, depending on what state you are in, and your prenup agreement, you're gonna get like some of the stuff that you occurred. You're entitled to the stuff that you incurred. Correct me if I'm wrong. When you get married, like the stuff that you incurred within the marriage, you know what I'm saying? But what he was trying to fight for is trying to get part of the stuff that she had already got before they got married. Okay. And so he was trying to say that what he said about he was contesting the validity of the prenup agreement and was asking for everything, including the properties, to be split in half. And the judge said, no, the prenup is very much valid, and we're going to go with what we're going to go with on that prenup. So that was a big win for Kelly Clarkson. Because, baby, I'm still mad that she got to pay $200,000 to this man. I'm still mad that she got to pay $200,000 to this man. And it's the way that it's going about. Now, it's so much different from Dr. Dre shit, but, I would like, okay, technically, yes, I'm not mad that she has to pay, but it's the amount. It's the amount because, whew, all right, it is what it is. But moving on from that, the MTV Music Awards are coming on September the 12th. They're going to have a live audience. Of course, either they're going to be COVID-free or vaccinated. You know how it is these days, just like the BET Awards were. But, Justin Bieber and Megan Thee Stallion, they're leading the nominations. Megan got 6. I think Justin Bieber has 7. And who else got something? Lil Nas X got a few of them, and yeah, Polo G and Sweetie are contenders for Best New Artist. And The Weeknd is also nominated. The Weeknd was dead ass serious when he said that he wasn't putting his stuff back up for the Grammy nominations. And he got a new song out. And my whole thing is, it just feels like, because the last song that he performed, and the song that he performed at the Blinded Lights, that song was so popular that it made it feel like, to me, that the song literally just came out because they still play it on the radio. So I'm like, why are we putting out a whole new single? Damn, you just put this one out. And I had to remember, no, that's been out for over a year, okay? And so that's why he got a whole new single for a whole new era. Baby, I would have took some time off. It took a little bit more time off. But yeah, that's what's going on with them. Y'all watching the MTV Awards. Truth be told, I'm not excited about any of these awards these days, but I'll watch, probably comment on it, do what we regularly do. Moving on from that, Southside. Carisha, aka Young Miami's baby daddy. Listen. He got a baby mama named Ashley. Girl, here go another Ashley just coming up in the piece, just messing up my name and my reputation. She basically gets on her Instagram, posts something in her IG story, basically calling him out and basically saying that he's a deadbeat dad and he's not taking care of their child. I don't know if it's a son or a daughter, but she's broke and she don't have any money to go get him school supplies. I think it's a son, right? To get him school supplies, and you can't even give me money to go get school supplies or some clothes from Walmart or Target. Then she put up a GoFundMe for $2,500. And I'm really confused about all of this that's happening, okay? And then you go and you put up another post talking about I know who got your laptop, whatever, if you want it, it's $100K for it. And then talking about anybody wants some unreleased Nicki Minaj or Gucci songs, hit me up. And I'm sitting here like, you go from crying about how your baby daddy is not in your child's life and not providing for them, but flossing his luxuries on the gram and stuff like that, to putting up a GoFundMe saying that you're broke and you need money, to incriminating yourself about knowing something, being involved in a crime and knowing where a stolen laptop is at, and then basically saying, kind of making it seem like it's in your possessions if you know that there's Gucci songs and Nicki Minaj songs on there, and trying to sell them off. And then you put down there for 100K. You're blackmailing and you're bribing and you're doing all of this on the internet, and you're incriminating yourself. And it's like, so you're mad that the man is not in the child's life, supposedly, okay? But yet you're doing something that can possibly take you away from said child as well. So the baby won't have neither one of y'all. And I'm sitting here like, that does not make sense, okay? We have got to tell, pick who we be with more wisely. And this is why, it's hard to be on certain people's side sometimes. In the most cases, we be like, you a baby daddy, you help make that baby, you should be out here taking care of that child or whatever. And in situations like this, it don't even seem, she turned it away from being about the child to being about her, okay? And this goes to show that some baby mamas out here ain't shit, and they be just going after these niggas just to get pregnant by a rich nigga, okay? And thinking that they supposed to be getting taken care of by that man for the rest of their life because they got their child. That ain't how it go, okay? Just because he probably giving you some money, I don't know what he probably said to you or whatever, but you need double security. And double security means that you have to get your ass out there and have a fucking job, okay? Just in case something falls through, so you can still be able to take care of yourself and your child, okay? Why are you relying on this person? Yes, he is the father, but at the same time, you ain't got no job, you ain't got nobody else around you or whatever. You mean to tell me you can't come up with $50 or $100 to go to Walmart and get a few little school supplies and a couple of outfits, okay? Because Walmart cheap as shit, and you can get a lot for $100 with these little kids' clothes and stuff, and they be cute, okay? What are you doing? What are you doing? I want to be mad at him and be like, why you not taking care of your child? I'm pretty sure you're taking care of the child with Carisha, but then again, Carisha don't need you, okay? Because she got her own money. But at the same time, I can't even feel bad for the bitch because you out here doing fraudulent shit yourself. Girl, just because you are a baby mama that does to a rich person does not exempt you from having to work, or it means that you don't have to work, because you should never rely on that. You should never rely on that. Always have a backup plan, which means you should always have a job. Always be able to work and do and provide for yourself, so you won't have to rely on this person. Because technically speaking, the money is really for the child, but it's also for you too, because you have to take care of the child and you have to monitor that money. But at the same time, anything can happen where the funds stop, okay? Or the funds become less. And you're going to get in your feelings and putting up GoFundMe's because you can't afford it? No, get your ass out there and get you a job too. Girl, these kids, these girls these days are dumb. Anyway, moving on from that. And you want to know who else is dumb? Jessie Wu, okay? I tried with Jessie Wu. I really did. Before she got on Love and Hip Hop Miami, I knew of her because people used to retweet her stuff all the time onto my timeline or whatever. And so I was like, cool, some of the stuff that she be saying used to hit or whatever, and it used to be funny a little bit, just a little slight, like that. But then she get on Love and Hip Hop Miami, and the way that she did Amara La Negra, I didn't like it. I wasn't here for it. It just turned my stomach to her, okay? And then her explanation afterwards, she one of those people that will hop on the internet to try to explain herself. We didn't ask that, okay? Just let the situation die, all right? That's what keep it going. So now, ever since then, I just really didn't like her. Not dislike her. It was just like I was indifferent to her, okay? Because I don't know the girl to not like a person. You know what I'm saying? I'm just indifferent to you. Yeah, if I see you on the timeline, you say something or whatever, cool, whatever. Meanwhile, she was on Wildin' Out. Now, Wildin' Out just came back, okay? After being on the hiatus because of what happened with Nick, they didn't came back, okay? Now, she was on the episode, and she was so proud of herself for this. She posted it on her own Instagram. That's what I heard. She posted it on her own Instagram. And then and I saw the clip on TikTok. Somebody recorded the clip and was like, this is so wrong. And was like, and I feel wrong for how I feel about it. And just look at everybody else's reaction to it. And then I saw it on the blogs, okay? And then the very next day, she puts out a video trying to explain, and not necessarily explain, but, defend her actions. She basically said a joke on Wild 'N Out. She came up there and she was singing I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston, and she goes, and I'm dead. That's what she said. And everybody's face was like, whoa, wait a minute, because they actually thought she was about to get up there and sing the song, but instead of singing the song, she basically said, I'm dead. And you know Whitney Houston has passed, okay? And I'm just sitting like, the timing of all of this, and you put this up, and she was proud of it. She was proud of it. And nobody laughed at it. I said, where was the joke? What was the joke? Okay? Nobody laughed at it. It was more so people were shocked that she said that. Okay? And you saw her cast member face on the stage, and you hear the silence in the audience, everybody gasping in the audience like, okay? And so, you know, she was cool with it. And since everybody, you know, didn't had an issue with it, now she want to get on her live talking about something. If it was a man comedian, you know, and they say some jokes or whatever, and they would have said it, people would have thought it was okay. No. For certain things, you may have been correct, but in this instant, that was a tasteless joke. It was foul as hell. And people want to say, well, you know, people still make crackhead jokes and all this stuff about Whitney and all that, and that's tasteless as hell too, okay? It's not funny. It's not funny, okay? She's no longer here. We seen the struggles that she's been through, and I don't feel like jokes about, and you can call me sensitive or whatever and say it's just comedy. It's a lot of truth behind comedy or whatever, and jokes and stuff, but when it comes to certain subjects, it's not funny to joke about to me, okay? Especially when that person is no longer here. And I understand dark humor or whatever, but especially if people don't laugh at it, it was tasteless, okay? It was tasteless. You could have just said, you know, she didn't even have to say nothing, because the explanation that she gave didn't help the situation. It ain't a man versus woman type of situation. You just gave a tasteless ass joke. Own that shit and move the fuck on. That's what it is, all right? Like, girl, it was whack. It was whack. I don't see it for her. I really don't. But like, no one laughed. I'm laughing because no one laughed, okay? But anyway, moving on from that. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about it. The last thing I want to talk about right quick, the Dasha Kelly. She was a girl out in Las Vegas that was basically saying that she needed, I think her rent was like $900 or something like that, or $1,900 or whatever. She was facing eviction, and she put up a GoFundMe for $1,900 for like 2 months rent or whatever. And, you know, she made it seem like she had these 3 girls or whatever, and she was like, she their mother, and CNN did a report on it, and they put up the GoFundMe, and she got like over $200,000. I think it was like almost close to $300,000. And then it comes out, because the mother of those kids comes out and say, she is not their mother. I am their mother, okay? And they're very much taken care of. Here's my thing. She misled everybody, because those are not her kids. Those were her boyfriend's kids, okay? And my whole thing is, you have a whole man, and if y'all stand together, were they stand together? Somebody give me the background. Was they stand together? Either way, you mean to tell me your man couldn't help you out or whatever, to get you some assistance, to help you pay your little rent, and y'all move in together, something like that, so that you can avoid this eviction? And then you have to understand whether or not it was a harmless misunderstanding, you know, whether or not, if the mother is truly in the girl's life or whatever. You can't mislead the media and the public who is trying to help you, okay? Because they will snatch that shit back so quick and take it as, you know, you tried to mislead us on purpose, okay? And you was just trying to get money out of us. Do I feel like she was trying to mislead on purpose? No, but that's exactly what it came off. If she feels as though, you know, the kids are mostly with her and her boyfriend, and she feels like a stepmother or a mother to him, she should have just said that. But I guess when she put it out there, she made it seem like she was solely their mother, and she clearly wasn't. But it's a mess. And this is the exact reason why sometimes, because you just don't know exactly who you're giving your money to, and if it's going to the cause that they claim that it's going to. This is why I'm very cautious about sharing GoFundMe's and giving GoFundMe's. And you know, at one point, I will say this: I tried to put up a GoFundMe because I was down on my luck for something. It wasn't my bills; it was something else. And if anything, I make sure my bills and all that is up to date. Okay, but I needed some assistance for something else, and I was like, oh my gosh, should I put this up or whatever? And I literally made a GoFundMe, and I guess it was the pride of it all that I could not keep it up for more than a couple of hours, and I took it down. And I didn't even share the link. I didn't even share the link, okay? And I was just really embarrassed by it for some reason. It's a pride thing. It's an ego thing. I don't know what it was. I just felt, because I'm the type of person, I don't like to ask for help, you know, like money and stuff like that, because I don't want to owe people. And I just, if I need it, I'll figure out a way to get it. But I had put it up and I took it right back down. And then things kind of worked out in my favor afterwards. You know, I was just, I had to just wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? I just had to wait a minute. But in most of these cases, and I get them a lot, people send me GoFundMe's and stuff like that just to see what's up. And I just be like, I don't know. I don't know. Hold on. Before I get off of here, and I hope y'all make it to the end of this video, and I'm so sorry. I do have a person that I want to, well, let me stop. I'll make a separate video and I'll put it at the beginning. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoy the rest of your weekend. I still have not watched American Horror Stories. American Horror Story comes back on the 25th, double feature. I'm looking forward to that because we see some familiar faces that I am used to, and it's giving me the flow. Like, it's giving me like The Shining and Misery, and that's what I feel like it's giving, okay? And I'm just like, all right, I'm locked in because I've been waiting for this, okay? My girl that was like, Balenciaga, she's in it. I said, yes, you bringing her back. I love it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'll get to American Horror Stories when I get to it. I just been doing a lot, girl. But yeah, you guys tell me how y'all feel. You guys be great and be safe. Keep cool. And I'll see y'all later on for Love and Marriage Huntsville tonight. Peace.